We ended the last video off trying to align the rocker panel. Now if you've been following along with this project, we have no reference points to go off of. There's no dog leg at the rear to go off of to get the direct angle of that rocker. The floor's been replaced, we've got new braces. The only reference point we're gonna get is to grab a door, hopefully try to line it up as best as we can, try to set the gap and go from there. The only problem is the doors are buried in the shed behind my sluice box, which means I'm gonna have to dig myself out. Never fails either. The doors I need are the two at the very back. Well, it appears I'm gonna need to find the hardware because I removed the hinges off those some time ago. I think I have some hardware inside here buried somewhere. This is not looking good at all. I went through all those boxes up there because I labeled everything, put it in bags. The only thing I found was the door strikers. I need the door hinges back outside. There we are, that's a relief. One place I never thought of to look. You think I can remember where all these parts go now? Oh, this is gonna be fun. Now the fun part begins. I kind of narrowed down which bracket went where just by using logic and tracing the paint marks. Need to remove this brace. That back like that because that's how it has to go. So I determined this is going to be the top one. That's going to go as so. Running a tap through here. Some of the threads over time have become questionable. This is definitely a two-man job here. I'm using my stool on wheels with some other supports. But knowing my luck, this door's probably gonna fall, smash the glass. Doing the old knee balance trick here. So, I don't know if you could see or not. Right now our body line's way out to lunch. If I pick the door up, as far as it'll go, I'm actually getting better, but I need to also keep the gap there but come up. This is the part where I'm jumping around a bit because I'm a one-man show here. Like I said, the porter power is your best friend. I'm gonna pour the power on the door to help assist lifting it up, try to get these body lines. And then I'm going to reach through the window with the gun so I can access the bolt up top. Once I get one bolt tight, I'm pretty good. See how money that is? So let me check my door gap. Not looking too bad. Appears that my porta power's got a leak. I'm gonna have to check that out. Anyways, I don't have a fender on, so I'm really going off this line here. And the roof line is gets a little high here, so we're still low according to the chrome, but the body line here is still pretty decent. This has got a little bend in it. We'll have to straighten it. I put a come along on there to kind of hold this together. Depending on where I jacked it up on the door, really affected how it was going to go. And then this plastic piece fell out, and I used that to jam up top there when I was tightening it, try to keep a gap. I think that's alright. Well, it's almost 4 o'clock. I need to go inside, feed Tomcat, and then take him outside so he can take a dump. Mr. Tomcat's on the chair. Are you hungry? Do you want something to eat? Come on. You know it's feeding time, don't you? Hey, buddy. Tomcats, we need to go outside. And you just want to get brushed. Brush your belly. Brush your belly. Because you love getting brushed. Keep that hair from getting matted up, hey? It's hard to brush you with one hand. I know. I know, you become a big softie now. You don't like the winter. You want to go inside now, buddy? You haven't taken a big dump yet. I guess he's had enough. I'll hang out inside for a few minutes in case he changes his mind and wants to go back out. Well, Tomcat didn't do his thing. Now the fun begins. Let's see if we can somewhat get that rocker panel fit up for the front. Get it ready for some tack welds. Kind of tack it in place. Once we get that pillar in place, or tacked enough that it'll hold, put the rear door on, fit it up again. Time consuming, very time consuming. I've been outside here for hours, and in video land it's only a few minutes. Once I took the pressure off the door, it sagged. There's quite a bit of play in those hinges, as you can see right here. That's a lot of play. So we're fitting up better. What I'm seeing with the center pillar is that I use a body hammer to bang this piece up, but I think I'm still gonna have to cut it off because I need to bring this up a little bit more, and you can see how it's kind of pushing down and it comes back up, and that way I can get the proper gap for this, and I'll use my metal brake to bend a new piece and then weld it in place. So let's just kind of close this door up a bit. Now, holding the door shut, the rocker's coming way out on this side here. It'll not touch in there. So I think I'm going to pull those 2 bolts out I have holding the rocker in place there, see if I can push it in. I'm out at this top corner, in on that bottom one. Trying to kick that around a little bit, loosen it, kind of twist it. Doesn't seem to be working too well. I think what I'm going to do is cut that center piece out right across here and then call it a night. I just tossed that dog leg on there. I can see that's gonna be a real chore to fit up. That made it better. Still gotta grind it a little bit more to make it fit. Hey buddy. You like it when I have the window blinds open so you can sit up top and capture the rays. I know it's cold outside, Mr. Tomcats. -20. So last night I went inside, did lots of research, got information overload on how the fuck I'm gonna get this done. And I opened up a big can of worms, so we're gonna have to do what we can to make it happen. I did solve this problem though. I couldn't figure out where these would go. These are actually for the rad support. So one thing I need to do is torque the body bushings down to 25 to 35. Then I need to weld the support plate in there after the rockers are welded, or the inside panel is welded in place. Then I can start fitting up the panel, making it work to so many variables. There's going to be so much fabrication to make this work, because you can see this dog leg here. That's going to need a lot of work to make that fit because it's different profile. Should probably put some self-etching primer on this if it's going to be bolted in and then welded into place. If you guys ever spent hours on something and accomplished nothing, because that's what's going on right here. According to the instructions, the inside rocker half moon has to line up with a hole. So on this side here, if I line up that half moon the way I'm supposed to, I'm out about 1/4 inch in the back. So I pulled the inner brace off, kind of put the rocker where it needs to sit on this door. This door is not perfect. And then you can see right here, I'm right at the edge of that divot, and I'm also about 1/4 of an inch ahead of the floor pan. So on this side, since I haven't drilled holes in, you can see there's a hole there and a hole there. So on this side here, the half moon lines up perfectly with the edge and would go all the way forward. So I got my half moon problem figured out in about 22 3/8. Then measuring this side, 22 3/8 is right on the edge of the hole. And then 22 3/8 takes me pretty close to the center. Anyways, I think it's motherfucking beer time. I got some Red Coat Ale by Cooley Brew Company. Alright, motherfucking beer time. I left my beer outside for 10 minutes and it's already like a slushie. That's the joy, is when it's like -25 out. Well, for me, tomorrow's Christmas, so I'm taking tomorrow off from working on the car. If I can give somebody any word of advice, don't take on a project like this. This is like almost too much for me to handle. I am definitely dazed and confused. I've never done this extensive work before, and for an experienced person it'd probably be alright, but for me, fuck me, this is gonna take a while. I already know what I'm gonna have to do. Those inside skirts, I'm gonna tack weld those on. I'm not gonna tack weld them to the frame braces, because I know in the end we're gonna have to undo all the tack welds on that floor, shift that floor around to get everything to fit up properly, because I can tell right now by doing some measurements is that the floor on the passenger side is over more than what it should. That's probably why I got that gap sticking out. And on the driver's side, when I go to fit that one up and I get the driver's side door on, you're going to see that the gap's probably going to go way in. That's what I'm going to have to cut it. I'm probably going to have to design something, use a come along to drag the floor somehow to where I'm going to need it to fit. Basically, all I need to do is get one side to fit up, lock it in place, and then the other side will be easier. But in the meantime, in order to get this to work, I'm going to have to bring the fenders in, and I think the front rad support to try to get the fenders kind of mocked up, and then I can kind of try to fit everything into place. This is going to be a big job, and this is going to be the hardest part, is getting this all put together. Hindsight, if I would have known it's going to be this much of a pain in the ass, I should have just spent the money, bought a complete floor, rockers and everything, and I wouldn't be worrying about it. Anyways, motherfucking beer time. I got some slushy beer, and we accomplished a whole lot of nothing in this video. There's going to be a lot of shit shows in the next little bit to come.